Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now.
Hi everyone, I'm Alex-Steffen. I'm the executive editor of worldchanging.com, and I'm actually in 19 slides going to share with you my theory of how we can save the planet from ecological destruction. And I haven't run through this before, so we're going to have pauses. This is all the water and all the air that there is on the planet. We live in a very finite sphere of usable resources, and we are finding with increasing alarm that we are running hard up against the planet's limits. In fact, we are already exceeding the biocapacity of the Earth, meaning we're using more stuff than the Earth can give on a sustainable basis, and the degree to which we're exceeding the biocapacity is increasing. The result of that, and of population growth, means that there's less and less planet for each of us, basically. That the biocapacity per person, to use the geek term, is going down. And at a certain point, it's going to drop right off the edge. Now, not all of us have equal impacts in causing that problem. The people in this room, and me and you and all of the people we probably know, are some of the richest people on the planet. And we have, in fact, caused most of the historical destruction. This is, for example, the CO2 created in the 20th century. You'll see that the United States has created about a third of it. And that's hidden from our eyes because we're not used to thinking of history as something that lives in our day-to-day lives. But other things are hidden from our lives as well. For example, the kind of water and energy and topsoil and so forth that are embedded in the items we have, virtual water being an example. There are measurements for how big our impact is and how far it stretches. One of the best is ecological footprint. And you can go online and find out exactly what kind of an impact you're having. And when you measure your wealth and your ecological footprint, what you find is that you land somewhere on a chart that has to do with degree of development and level of impact. One of the things you'll notice about this is that there are no poor, wasteful countries. The other thing you'll notice is that there are no rich, frugal countries. However, we do know that wealth and waste are not matched, that it is possible to use less energy and create more wealth. So Californians, for example, are, on average, the wealthiest people by state in the country, and they use the least energy. And in fact, we know that there are all sorts of ways that we could stop the impacts we're having, reduce our energy use, and actually save money. When you look at a really complex system, such as our CO2 emissions and other climate emissions, you realize that all sorts of aspects of our lives are going to have to change, and that we don't think about most of them on a day-to-day basis. It's not just about recycling. We need to start looking deep into the systems that actually have created the stuff we use. And luckily, there are more and more tools for doing that. This is an online life cycle calculator that you can see over the course of its life what impact an object you're going to buy will have. This is from Patagonia, where they're starting to tell the backstories of things they make and describe where they come from and the impacts they have. Again, so you can buy a sweater and know not only what harm was caused, but who made it. Similarly, there are more and more tools for being able to pick the lowest impact way. This is actually from the German train system. It will calculate for you whether or not taking the train is the most ecologically effective way to go. And we're building these kind of feedback loops into daily life more and more. And this is a very good thing because it turns out that, for example, mileage meters, if you have two cars where one car has a mileage meter and the other doesn't, the car with the mileage meter actually gets better mileage, even if they're the exact same engine, because it teaches us how to drive more effectively. And I think we're headed towards an era of transparency where we start to see, as on this peripheral widget, environmental information embedded all around us, allowing us to make better choices. As we make those better choices, it drives the market towards sustainability. And as we drive the market towards sustainability here, we start to create more and more options for sustainability for people there, for people who have fewer options. And because we know that as women in the developing world get more options, gain more power, get wealthier, they start to have fewer and fewer children. We actually know that if we can drop their impact per person, we will eventually hit a point where we see peak population at about 2050 in the middle of the scenario, in the middle of the century. And at that point, if by peak population we have distributed one planet living to everybody on the planet, we win and we get to go home. Thank you.